been another busy week for our A-Leagues clubs, and there's a mountain of transfers and new contract updates to get through. So here's everything you need to know thanks to eToro. Let's start in the Isuzu A-League and with Melbourne Victory, because Patrick Kisnorbo has been busy tweaking his squad ahead of the new season, releasing both forward Rolly Bonavazia and defender Matt Bozanovski following the conclusion of both players' contracts. Rob Stanton's youthful Newcastle Jets side will feature another young gem this coming season. That's because they've handed 17-year-old central midfielder Will Dobson a scholarship deal. He was most notably named the Newcastle Jets Academy Player of the Year for 2023. Big news out of Sydney FC's Sky Park this week because they've bolstered their midfield with some Samba quality. Former Serie A midfielder Leo Senna has signed on a 2-year deal. Most recently playing back in his home country of Brazil, the 28-year-old has impressed head coach Ufuk Talay whilst on trial and even featured in Friday's friendly clash against MacArthur. Big news for Wellington Phoenix because they have finally found their Alex Poulsen replacement. They've signed former Spurs Academy goalkeeper Josh Alawayemi for the upcoming season, with a 23-year-old shot stopper joining from Finnish side FC Lahti. Meanwhile, they've also signed talented youngster Luke Brooks-Smith on a 3-year deal after he impressed on trial. You can read more about him on the website and how he's an 8-time national champion in another sport. And the Western City Wanderers have handed young defender Anthony Pantasopoulos a new 1-year scholarship contract. Moving on to the Liberty A-League and to Adelaide United. The Reds have signed Australian international defender Matilda McNamara, who moves back to her hometown club following a successful spell in Denmark, whilst Katie Bowler, Zoe Tolland have both signed 2-year contracts, and Mallory Mullen and Sarah Morgan have penned 1-year deals. To Queensland and Brisbane Roar, who this week have announced the capture of young Matilda and championship winner Zara Kruger.
Fenton, shoulder to shoulder with Bolden. Is there a final chance here for Sydney? Fenton, over the top. Kruger chasing. Kruger has won it for Sydney FC. Zara Kruger, what a time to score your first goal in the Liberty A-League. And Sydney, with the last kick of the game, have claimed all 3 points.
The 18-year-old returns to Queensland following a successful season at Sydney FC, whilst Brisbane have also re-signed goalkeeper Keely Richards on a 1-year deal. However, they have announced the departure of captain Aisha Norrie, who's left after 3 seasons.
Norrie's going to drive through and she's going to equalise in as many minutes. Aish Norrie, her first start for the season for Brisbane Roar, the captain. She's taken matters into her own hands. It's all level here in Gosford. It's
been a busy week in Gosford with 4 players leaving the Mariners.
Header in, it's Simon! Kyah Simon, the Matildas superstar! Back into the starting lineup, back into the captain's armband, and back into the scorer's circle.
First up, Matilda Kyah Simon has departed after just 1 season back on the coast, where she played 12 times after recovering from injury, while penalty expert Casey Dumont is also seeking pastures new.
Attack on here, lots of territory for Whittle to go and take, and she'll advance with the ball. Now finds Flannery, free as a bird on the right. First time cross, the volley, and a great save from Dumont. One of the saves of the season to deny Ruby Nathan.
Also joining the list of departures are key defender Faye Bryson and forward Paige Hayward, with all 4 players playing a key role in helping the Mariners reach last season's semi-finals.
And make it 2 for the Central Coast Mariners. And it's Paige Hayward.
The club has announced a new face though, with 3-time A-Leagues champion Taylor Ray joining following her departure from Sydney FC, while Academy graduate and inaugural signing Annalise Rasmussen has signed a new 2-year deal.
Ergamal, good play, but intercepted by Papadopoulos, who's given away cheaply to Rasmussen, who wasn't going to finish, who wasn't going to miss that. Really disappointing in the end by Stacey Papadopoulos, and a gifted goal to Annalise Rasmussen, substitute making her way on.
Melbourne City duo Leah Varley and Tian McKenna have both left the reigning premiers, while Melbourne Victory have bid farewell to keeper Miranda Templeman. OK, brace yourself for some Perth Glory news because we have 12 deals to get through. First up, they've handed new contracts to Izzy Folletta, Grace Johnston, Bella Warhead, Misha Anderson, Isabel Dalton, Georgia Cassidy and Tanika Lala. To add to that, they've signed former Phoenix striker Kelly Brown, Tian McKenna after she left Melbourne City, and A-League's history maker Iskia Brooking.
Iskia Brooking, at 14 years and 347 days, is the new youngest ever A-Leagues player.
Now 15, Brooking returns to Perth Glory after that season at the Wanderers, while the club have also added some Champions League experience, recruiting Nigerian international Onyechi Zog, while they've also signed former Spurs winger and Welsh international Megan Wynne. Meanwhile, it's been a busy week for Western United. They kicked off their week with a double re-signing of the Taranto twins.
But they need to start taking points. Taranto with the ball, lays a low, opportunity, comes backing, and it's Adriana Taranto, assisted by her sister Melissa, and Western United, they take the lead in a very highly contested affair.
To add to that, defender Julia Sardo has signed on for the new campaign, as have goalkeepers Alyssa Dallaster and Natalie Pitchark, whilst Kat Smith has added some firepower to her side following the departure of Hannah Keane, signing striker Alana Cortellino from Boleyn Lions ahead of the new season. For all the news, interviews and transfer updates, it's all in the one place, aleagues.com.au.